So as part of 25A, major things are related to the procurement or SCM part. On most of the modules, major things are relevant to the Redwood part. So there is a transformation which is mainly happening from the older UI to the Redwood part. So that is one of the major transformation that we have in place. So and this happens not only in the UI, but it also happens for all the notifications, say the approval notifications, everything. It has been moved into the new Redwood theme. So a few of the functionalities that I will be covering off today as part of the session is mainly focused on the procurement part. So if you are able to see my screen, the first one is related to the Red Dot. The first one is related to the procurement notifications in place. So the new notifications, whatever is in place, if no more modifications has been done on the RTF template, if it is mainly the existing the seeded ones that we have, those will automatically get transformed into the new Redwood style procurement notifications. And if any modifications has been done, then those one needs to work on the BI publisher template. They will have to work on those changes. So that is one thing which needs to be noted as part of this transformation as part of 25A. Any questions or any queries related to this?
You can continue, Suraj, on this.
Okay.
You can show its system, and then we will have a feel at what has been changed, how it looks now.
Sure, sure. So the second one is mainly related to this one manage orders screen. So just like the requisitions which has already started moving into Redwood at an earlier stage. Now for orders also they have this one moved it into the new UI. And for enabling this, I'll just show you that also. So if you see, we have something called as purchase order new is mainly there. So this is what our new Redwood theme will look like. So you will be able to see all the orders which are mainly in say on top you'll see some of those values like whatever is the purchase orders which is having invoice hold which are overdue draft and rejected. In that manner you will be able to see those details. Other than that you can also specify any criteria that you want. For example, if I want to search for any particular this one purchase order relevant to a supplier, I can come over here down here near to that search window. I can search for that particular supplier so that once I click on enter, automatically it will take in those as part of the filters. And similarly, you have the other filters which you can add it as part of the criteria. And this here, whatever you have seen, you will get those information relevant to the orders as well as the schedules for those particular orders. You have two tabs in place. One, it will show you the orders, and the other one, we have it for schedule wise details also. It will show you those. So this is how the new UI relevant to the Redwood will show up. So if I clear or if I want to add any filters, you have those options in place. So like earlier, yeah, UI where you had that search functionality, here also you will have those respective search criteria where you can add in those details. And other than that, we have the option mainly to customize the columns as well. So if you want to add any columns or if you want to remove, this is where you need to click in so that you have those options mainly to add in those details as such. So that is another thing which I just wanted to highlight. And you have those options mainly to export as well. So earlier it was mainly an Excel tab which used to show it over here onto the left. Now the export you can see it over here coming up over here. So based
So
on the
we can see the We
Oh,
can see the UI change as well. On the right side, earlier we used to have a task pane where we used to select the create purchase order, create agreement. So that is not at all there. If we have to create agreement, have they given anything new screen or new task for that?
agreement also we have this. So here, if I go to the home page, you have the agreement also. You have those options coming with those agreements tab. So there is one here. If you see, you have purchase agreements new is there from which you can create those agreements, and in purchase orders also. I think you have those options mainly to choose in the document style and to proceed further. That I'll just click on this.
So there are no infolet concept on the dashboard of these new upcoming screens.
No, oh, the only thing, so here also, if you see agreements, if you want from this, I think this is no, this is restricted mainly to the purchase order only. Hmm. Only thing which in terms of inflets or values it shows up is mainly these three, the invoice, hold, overdue, and draft, as well as rejected. So these are the three which it will show up as values over here.
Can we create our own as well? This,
Uh,
invoice holds, overdues.
So this one our own in the sense if you want to do a customization unlike a sandbox now with the new Redwood they have those functionality where you can do customizations in place but the amount or the limit of customization that can be done I'll have to check and I'll come back on those because for each page they have those certain criterias and for certain limits they have set in for doing those customizations. So those things I'll just need to check on those and I'll come back on those because earlier whatever we had it in place we have those sandbox option where you can insert a hyperlink where you can insert any this one reports or those kinds of things you have those where you can use the sandbox concept. Now going forward for the customization you will have to create a workspace under Visual Builder, you'll have to create a workspace, and using that is what you'll be doing those customizations.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's not get deviated to that point. We will have another session for Visual Builder, but now let's proceed on this features part.
Okay. And other than that, if you see for each of the orders, earlier we used to have that create, edit, duplicate, communicate. Similar options is what you will be having over here, but everything you will see the individual buttons coming over here. So if I want, say, you have these options which is mainly there coming up as play, coming up over here like the hold, cancel, or close. Other than that, you have those duplicate and communicate options which are coming in place. And one more thing, I'll take one step back to enable this feature. Means since it is not yet mandatory to enable these functions or features as part of any of your ongoing instances. Few things you'll have to do as part of the setups. The first thing is for most of the Redwood part, you'll have to enable that profile option needs to be enabled as part of the setup. So you need to go to manage administrative profile values. And here you need to choose for aura underscore PO underscore purchase order. The purchase order red dot enabled. So at site level, you need to enable this. So this is the first step that you need to do as part of the process. So this profile option needs to be enabled. Post that, you'll also have to run one program. So if I go to home, you'll have to run a schedule process, an ESS job, mainly to create index definition and perform initial ingest to OSCS is what the program that you need to run. I'll just go to tools. I'll show you that program as well. So here, here says job to create. So I just clicked on tab. So ESS job mainly to create index definition and perform initial ingest to OSCS. So this program also you will have to run where if the Redwood is not enabled for you. So this one you'll have to click on OK, and it will ask for one of the parameters to be passed as part of the process. So when I here the index name to re-ingest you'll have to provide, and that will be fa underscore prc fa hyphen prc underscore hyphen po. Sorry. So this is the one which you need to pass and you need to submit. So this is the one thing which you need to run as part of the process as well. Any questions on this? Any queries?
So why we executed this ESS jobs?
So this is mainly for that transformation part, Prashant. So for as part of this, what they are asking us means to enable this new purchase order page. There are two things which they have asked mainly to do the transformation. One is mainly to this one. What is it? To have those administrative profile values, and the second one is mainly for the ESS job part mainly to be done. Even for most of the things relevant to the work confirmation related to SSP and related to receipts also, we have this programs which they have asked us mainly to run on this. But the details they haven't mentioned anything much in their what is it in this
That's okay.
uh,
That's
release
okay.
feature as well. And other than that, there is a role also. The normal roles and specification may not provide you those accesses in place. Now, unlike earlier ones, now for the new screens, you'll have to go in and you need to have those privileges pertaining to the Redwood part itself. So, yeah, if you want to have that, this one manage purchase orders screen with the Redwood UI, you have a privilege called as PO underscore manage underscore PO. Sorry, manage underscore PO using Redwood page. So this is one of the privileges that you need to have. So it mainly will involve you to create a custom role with the certain privileges if you want to have it in the Redwood page.
That's good to know.
Okay. So these are the ones. Other than that, our normal buyer role will be enough mainly to buyer role as well as procurement agent will be enough. You don't need to provide any additional access to the new role which you are creating, because for accessing purchase orders or creating a purchase order, you just need to be a procurement agent in the application. So if you have this role, customized role with this certain with this privilege in place, based on that you will be able to access the UI part. So that is one thing. So I have captured this also as part of this what needs to be enabled and what all are the things which needs to be in place, and certain privileges also I have mentioned as part of the process. So here if you see, or a PO purchase order Redwood enable, so this is the one which you need the privilege for in order to view the Redwood part. The rest of the privileges, whatever I have mentioned over here, these are mainly the normal ones. For example, you have the view purchasing work area, create purchase order privileges. So all these things, if you don't assign the user with the old say buyer role or something like that, you need to give those individual privileges along with the Redwood privilege for accessing the particular task. Now I'll just go to create orders. So the creation of order is almost straightforward, like our earlier UI itself. No, not much changes are mainly there in place. You just need to provide the first input details you will have to provide in terms of the main header level details. You will provide it over here, like the document style, purchasing, procurement BU, requisition, supplier site, and the contact level details. You just need to click on create. Earlier this came as a pop-up window when we click on create orders. Now it's just showing at the side on to the right. So whatever you see it over here on top, that will be your header level information, which you see it over here. Other than that, you have the line level details, which you can fill in those details. So say I'll just take one category and I'll just add in the description. And if you have the agreement and all those things, you can add it over here. And other than that, the other tabs, lines, schedules, and distribution, you can see it over here. So under schedules also,
We used to have other tabs, other details like
here you have those.
notes
So
and all. Okay, we
yes,
have.
yes.
Okay.
So that will be the last one. Additional order details is where you will be seeing all the other details like terms, FOB, attachments, and additional information. So those kinds of things, they have
And
added it
DFF,
separately
where
over
will
here.
that DFF appear in additional order detail only? I
No,
hope so.
DFF, you have it at different level. You can enable those DFF
Header
in place.
thing,
Ah,
header thing may come in under additional order detail, maybe.
yes, at the level DFF, it will be under additional level details. This is the one, additional information. So this is already a DFF which is there in place. And line level, you can add as much lines as possible. Means, and other than that, once you click on that, what is it? Once you click on this tick bar, and that's when it gets saved to here. And post that, it will generate those respective schedules and distribution for that. And if you want to edit anything similar to our, you have the pencil icon is mainly there, using which you can go in and you can edit those details. You have this more details is mainly there where you will be seeing the other information like the line level DFF and other details. You can see it over here. Similar is the case with schedules as well. So if you need to edit anything, you can come over here and you can add in those details. And other than that, those are schedule levels, any other details that you want to update, you can update it over here. Sorry, I just. And for each of the fields, you have those, if you see on top, this two a rectangular block, which you see it over here. This is the icon where you can choose what all are the fields, yeah, what all are the columns that you want to enable. From there is what you need to select those. So this is where you click on and you add in which all are the fields you want to add as part of the process.
So we don't have option to select all the column in a one shot, right?
We don't have as of now. Let me just see.
One by one we have to select. Okay.
Yes, one by one. Yes. So this is the one, and distribution also. We have those details in place. The same as our earlier case itself. And once everything is done, you click on save, and you have the other options which you were seeing earlier, the validate option, the view approvers, so manage approvals and all those things. You can see it over here, then the view PDF. So these are the things which are there. I'll just click on view approvers. So it is
So
a
Suraj, let's not get debated how system is
uh,
performing. We should be just focusing on the features that we have. So if we are looking onto that, that will be much better.
okay, fine. Sure, sure. So this is I just wanted to highlight that instead of manage approvals, yeah, inside that is what you will see those other details like the approvers and all those things. And once it is approved, you will see those messages coming over here, and this is where you can search in for that the purchase order that we have created. So this one. So it is currently pending approval, and you can see all the other details. And one of the other main point which I just wanted to highlight is mainly there is another functionality which is come up as part of the process. There is something called as a highlight, which uses the generated AI, which is mainly in place, and it takes into account the details from your line level details, and based on that, it will generate those descriptions. So here, if you see view purchase order highlights generated by AI in approval notification. So this you can have it as part of the approval notification as well as in the UI. You can see those highlights. So this is mainly something which the system will generate on its own, and this will how it mainly works is it will take in based on whatever the description that you provide mainly for the first 25 lines, and that also includes the cancel lines as well. It's not like it will take only the open means the open eligible lines, whatever the lines which is there in the first 25 lines. Based on that, the system will try to generate a this one highlight for that particular purchase order. And for enabling that, you have this in features, you have something called as view purchase order highlight generated by AI in approval notification. This checkbox needs to be enabled for that.
So,
Hmm.
Ajay, this side for approval process
Hmm.
uh, in this version, like it is using AME and workflow or something. Is there anything different from the AME side or workflow side for the approval process?
No, the approval is same. What I'm saying is
Okay.
the approval notifications, whatever you see it over here, the notification now it follows the Redwood theme, and inside that Redwood theme, there is something called as one field will be added for the highlight part. So this highlight will come up over there in your notification, and it will show you this description as well. What this purchase order is about. It will show you that brief description on those. So this is generated automatically by AI, and how it is getting generated is it takes in your information from the first 25 lines in your purchase order. Based on that, the system will generate a highlight mainly for that yeah, purchase order approval notification as well. You will be able to see those details in the UI part as well.
Okay. Thank you.
And means to enable this feature, you need to this one enable that checkbox. So that's the thing. And other than that, the rest of those which I have told you, manage purchase order, we have told, then create and edit purchase order. I showed you the creation of purchase order part. The edit also, it is similar. You just need to search for that particular order. I think this is still in pending approval. Now it went into open status. So if you want to, I think I haven't added the edit privilege, I believe. Okay. Okay, edit also, that option is mainly there for the edit functionality where you can select that particular PO and you can do the edit part. As of now, for me, that privilege is not being added to the role. That's why I'm not able to this one perform those actions as part of the process. And view purchase order, as I told you, you can just search and you can view those purchase order. The highlight part also I have mentioned. Then one of the other specific thing related to the 25-year release is that whenever you create a blanket purchase agreement, you can populate the start date as well as end date, and it will be tied up mainly to your requested delivery date. So whenever you create a purchase order and you provide the requested delivery date, and based on that, the system will calculate which delivery date. Based on that, it will try to sync in with your agreement lines. For example, if I have say an agreement which is mainly created, say AG 1000 I have created, and I have three lines is mainly there, and these lines is mainly for the same item, say AS 1000. This is the item which is there in place. It is mainly for the same item, and the unit price, say unit price or agreed upon price mainly for this item, say 100, and in the second week or second month is 90, and the third one it is say 110. And so this is how I would be creating an agreement. So each of the lines I'll be adding these values for the respective start date and end date. So you have those respective start date as well as end date in your agreement, where you can provide in this detail. So if as a consideration, say from January 1, say from Jan 1 till say Jan 31, my price is mainly for this. So whenever a PO is mainly raised with the requested delivery date as this one, it will take in those details. If it is mainly for that, say in the month of February, if I'm taking in, so the based on whatever the PO requested delivery date, based on that you will be able to choose only this agreement line. So that kind of validation you have it coming as part of this feature. So in this manner, you can provide in earlier we used to have that price break concept where you can add in these detail, but now you can use mainly the start date for using this functionality. So if I just, so now I have created an agreement in place. Now the next time when I create a PO, and if the say the requested delivery date, if I'm providing is mainly for a future date, say this one on February, if I'm providing say February 15th or something, if I'm adding it as mainly my requested date, automatically it will reference the agreement AG 1000 will be referenced, and it will take in only line 2. And when you try adding any other line as a reference, it will throw that error stating that the valid line number to be chosen. It will show you only 2 as the line, and based on that, automatically for that particular PO line, the price will be updated to that particular line price. So here it was 90. So based on that, it will provide in those details as such. So it is tied up mainly to our requested delivery date, and based on the start date, whatever you give it in the agreement, it will try to validate with the requested delivery date, and based on that, it will try to populate the unit price for those. So that is another functionality which we have in place, specifically a start date mainly for the blanket purchase agreement line. So it is mainly you can now use a managed product pricing that varies on a monthly or a quarterly basis using the agreement lines instead of that price break. So earlier we used the price break concept. Now instead of that, you can create for the same item multiple lines you can create, and you can provide the start and end date for those. And for enabling that functionality, we have this opt-in feature, specify a start date for the blanket purchase agreement. This is something which you need to enable for having those functionality in place. Any questions related to this?
So we have completed all, right, for
No,
this
no, no.
procurement part?
No. I just on the purchasing part is where I am just stuck right now. I think we'll
Because
have.
I think we should cover in next session.
Mhm. Okay,
This one we have, I think, already completed the time. So let's conclude it, and then remaining points we can go for tomorrow, same time.
sure. We can have a continuity to this session. We can have it for tomorrow, and whatever the documents which I have prepared as part of this, I'll just upload it in the SharePoint. Prashant, you will be sharing me the link, right, where I can upload all these things.
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
Okay, then let's close this. Thank you.
thank you all.
Thank you. Let's